Hey everybody, welcome back. Another day in the markets, wrapping up Friday, US time. We're now on a Saturday here down under, midday exactly. Sunny shine is shining sunny outside. And of course, yeah, man, we've still got the US election still wrapping up with the House in particular and a few Senate seats, including Kerry Lake, which is looking like a 50-50 at the moment. So looking forward to a positive result there for Arizona. Yeah, very exciting. Trump, of course, putting out a number of his key policies. Going to be exciting. Freedom, security, and prosperity is definitely going to be a win for common sense. And yeah, deep state, rooting out deep state, putting in place a freedom of speech and the First Amendment being protected. Hopefully that will also flow over to countries like New Zealand, Australia, and the other places. So fingers crossed for that. Because the progressives and the globalists were wanting to remove our freedom and then put us into an authoritarian regime. So we have really dodged a bullet. They only need another 4 years to do that. So we're very lucky indeed. We've got a few people in the house there. We've got Brennan. Hey, Brennan. How's Superman and family? Good to see you. Multiple launches in one day. Nice, says Brennan. Yeah, we've definitely had a big move there in the DragonX ecosystem. X28 and Vyper launches. Huge, huge, huge. The beneficiaries, of course, DragonX and Vault. We obviously see a bit of reshuffling on the first day, maybe in 2 or 3 days, where people sort of sell out of one thing, get into another, trying to chase that yield. So that's definitely in play. So expecting a few days volatility in the DragonX ecosystem. Bitcoin, of course, are doing extremely well. Ethereum as well. So really getting that big move for the Christmas rally. Excited about that. And of course, we're going to cover Pulsechain today as well. Hex Trader in the house there. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Good to see Hex Trader. Hex Trader, of course, building out the US infrastructure, starting a new job, and doing some pretty awesome stuff in the next couple of months. So that's how it's done. That's how it's done. And now you've got a construction-friendly president in play in about, about 2.5 months. The 20th of January, 2025 will be his inauguration. And then, of course, they're going to be trying to move at speed with their program. We've got Archie in house there. Hi, Archie. Good to see you. Archie, of course, is the Don of the Dons. And, of course, big shout out to Archie for everything he does for the directorate and all the 4 families in there. We're waiting patiently for Mafia to launch, hopefully by December. Really, I hope it is before the end of the year we get that game. It's, development time is great for doing stuff. We do need to get the game up and out as well. So hopefully December is the play for the bull market in 2025. All right, so let's jump at it. We're expecting our first rally, of course, into Christmas, and then another one into March, April, and then maybe we'll get another one in September and beyond with the Trump presidency. It's going to be fun to see. All right, without further ado, let's get into some of the market stuff and go for gold on that. So we had the US market. For stock market there, S&P 500 closes at record high after briefly topping 6,000. We've got the Dow Jones up 0.6% on Friday. 260 points, pretty awesome, eh? 43,988 on the points there for Dow. Amazing. So let's have a quick quick chart up here and see what that looks like in the context of all time. Look at that. Wow, far out. 44,000 pretty much. S&P 500, let's have a look at that. Up 0.4%, 22 points to 5,996. And of course, as the title says, briefly topping 6,000. Look at that. Pretty much all-time highs. Absolutely incredible. The NASDAQ there is, remember the forecast for S&P 500, I think was Morgan Stanley or something like that. It was 6,600 by the end of 25. We got the NASDAQ course with all the tech companies in it, the AI revolution, robotics, everything else that's sort of happening out there, rocketry, you name it. We've got that up 0.1%, 21 points, are pretty modest for the tech sector. The NASDAQ there finishing at 19,290. But pretty much up at all-time highs for all these markets. And crazy. US dollar still staying pretty strong with the US presidency win there by Trump-elect, or President Trump-elect, and they're 204.83 on the index there, but up 0.44%. So big move in the US dollar strengthening. We haven't really seen that devaluation. The oil prices, West Texas is down 2.65%. That's a big tell. We know that Trump's going to be probably on day one, executive order. Obviously, the southern border is going to be a priority. The other one will be oil and gas. That'll be a priority. So it's the complete opposite of what Biden did. He stifled the Keystone Pipeline day one from memory, and also opened up the border on day one. So we're having a reversal of those policies. So we've got West Texas $70.44, Brent oil at $73.96. Now, the good news is you should see this in the pump, right, in time. This is down 2.2%. So it's going to be interesting to see how low those oil prices can get, right? So that's going to be fun to see with the Trump policies. Gold at the moment is down 0.5% at $14, 2,691. We're still expecting some good stuff if we can get that US dollar devaluation in particular. But look at those prices on gold there, record highs as well. Silver down 1.37%, 43 cents to $31.42. And I really, that should follow gold up. But once again, the US dollar devaluation would be very, very good for that. Let's see whether we get any challenges in the real economy following high interest rates, right? So that's still to play out. And Trump would probably be the right president to deal with that. Now, we did see the consumer sentiment. Remember, the US economy is 2/3 consumption pretty much. And we did see the consumer sentiment climb to 73 in November, up from 70 last month. So beating economists' forecast of 71. So that's the highest reading since April. So consumers turning more bullish on the economy. And of course, this is going to be awesome with Trump as in the leadership there. We've got the Fed, of course, cut interest rates 25 basis points. That was as expected. So we went to 4.5% to 4.75% on the interest rate. So that's pretty cool. We peaked up at terminal rate was 5.5% on the federal funds rate. We're now down to 4.75. So that's 75 basis points, 0.75%. And we're probably going to get another one before the end of the year. Now, I've got a little video here from the chairman. We'd like to watch the little intro. So this is about 5 minutes. So we're going to listen to this one.
Good afternoon. My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. The economy is strong overall and has made significant progress toward our goals over the past 2 years. The labor market has cooled from its formerly overheated state and remains solid. Inflation has eased substantially from a peak of 7% to 2.1% as of September. We are committed to maintaining our economy's strength by supporting maximum employment and returning inflation to our 2% goal. Today, the FOMC decided to take another step in reducing the degree of policy restraint by lowering our policy interest rate by 0.25 percentage point. We continue to be confident that with an appropriate recalibration of our policy stance, strength in the economy and the labor market can be maintained, with inflation moving sustainably down to 2%. We also decided to continue to reduce our securities holdings. I'll have more to say about monetary policy after briefly reviewing economic developments. Recent indicators suggest that economic activity has continued to expand at a solid pace. GDP rose at an annual rate of 2.8% in the third quarter, about the same pace as in the second quarter. Growth of consumer spending has remained resilient, and investment in equipment and intangibles has strengthened. In contrast, activity in the housing sector has been weak. Overall, improving supply conditions have supported the strong performance of the U.S. economy over the past year. In the labor market, conditions remain solid. Payroll job gains have slowed from earlier in the year, averaging 104,000 per month over the past 3 months. This figure would have been somewhat higher were it not for the effects of labor strikes and hurricanes on employment in October. Regarding the hurricanes, let me extend our sympathies to.
All right, so that looks like the end of that one for that video. And yeah, that's just the way it goes. I got cut out a bit earlier there. But yeah, positive 0.25% cuts for the interest rates. That's really, really good. It's going to make things a little bit cheaper. So very, very cool. TikTok's got a comment here. 49 of 50 all-time high this year for stocks. Doesn't seem like the Fed has a handle on inflation. Doesn't matter what fake numbers Powell quotes, says Tintop there. Yeah, we're going to see how it holds up there. They're supposed to be independent, so we'll see how that position holds up with the new Trump administration coming in a few months. Let's get back into it. So that's pretty positive. And of course, we got to see that 76% chance of the Fed doing another 25 basis point cut in December. That would be 1% for the year, down to 4.5% of federal funds rate. Once again, going to make cash cheaper, also make people look for more speculative gains to get higher returns. So that's kind of the benefit there. Now, out of the Trump election victory, We did see, and Elon Musk being in his, I guess X-Men, as it were. Tesla rose more than 8% on the back of that, so it's pretty awesome. Market capitalization hit $1 trillion for Tesla. The other one is that Trump Media Technology Corp also climbed 50%. But President Trump says he has no plan to sell the stock in the company of their, I guess, Truth Social and all of that. So pretty good news all around. Let's jump into crypto. Obviously, crypto has been absolutely having a good time. And we see that Bitcoin is at 76,510, up almost 1%. And Bitcoin dominance has actually dropped a little bit down to 56.98, but it's actually still pretty elevated. We're looking for the altcoin season, right? And of course, we're coming up to those ranges where we might get that pivot soon. And we've got ETH there at up 3%. It's a really good move for ETH today. Almost back at 2,963. So a big move for ETH this week. So pretty exciting there. BNB is up slightly to $597. XRP up slightly as well to 55 cents. ADA having a really outstanding day, up 12.25% to 44 cents. Tron up 0.5%, 16.1 cents. Litecoin is up 1.64% to $72. And we've got Solana there. Solana up 2% to $198. So those are kind of our leaders here at the moment. Green across the board and looking very, very good indeed. And of course, we're talking about, heading up towards that big number, 90 to 100K for the Christmas run. But we may breach that if everything keeps going at this current rate. Let's see. So this is the hourly on the Bitcoin on Coinbase. And we can see that we've actually reached a high over here only 6 hours ago of 77,312. So that'll be a new all-time high there. Let's go to the daily. Have a look at the daily on that. And let me just reset this chart. Bam. All right, so that is what we're looking at. Look at that, beautiful, right? We were all the way down at 66,900. Now we're at 76,473. So really, really nice move over the last couple of days. Really good indeed. I don't know what happened there with that ruler, but let's start again. And we were down here at a 66,700. We managed to make about a $10,450 gain on Bitcoin. Isn't that crazy? In 4 days. That's like, you guys know that it's typically the top 10, 20 days that you make the most and you lose the most in the Bitcoin in a year. So there we go, 15.6%. That would have been perfect timing if you managed to get that right. There we go on that one. So that's the US election. So October has proven us pretty well. Look at that. We bounced all the way out October into November, looking very good indeed. Still got that golden cross in play. In fact, it's widening out as we head into more bullish time frame. Now, we also got the interest rate cuts, so that was a win as well. But it was the US election that really made the market bounce with the pro-crypto president, which is pretty exciting. And so the market's been pretty happy with that. Let's play our other little video on the reaction. This is from a day ago, 2 days ago. I did play this, but it's just talking about the Bitcoin reserve coming up, which is another thing that's really going to fuel the fire for Bitcoin.
That class that is rallying hard today, Bitcoin certainly among them. Take a look, almost 75,000, as investors are betting on a friendlier environment for that industry under a second Trump administration. Mackenzie Sigalos is following that story for us. Mackenzie.
Hey, Scott. Bitcoin briefly surging to a new record high as investors bet that Donald Trump will deliver on his pro-crypto promises, especially with a Republican-controlled Senate behind him and after getting more than $25 million from crypto donors. Now, Trump's main pledge is to fire SEC Chair Gary Gensler, who's brought more than 100 enforcement actions against industry leaders like Coinbase and Robinhood. Those stocks are pumping 25% and 17% respectively today, with Robinhood on pace for its best day in over 2 years. Bitcoin miners are also getting a boost this morning, with Trump having promised on the campaign trail that all future Bitcoin will be mined in the U.S. Marathon, Riot, and Bit Digital are all trading up more than 14% and driving small caps higher as well. Now, in terms of the market outlook, multiple analysts are expecting Bitcoin will hit $100,000 before Trump's inauguration, especially if he delivers on promises like launching a strategic national crypto stockpile with the $15 billion worth of Bitcoin that it already has on its books from asset seizures. And Scott, Bitcoin now up 68% year to date after briefly hitting that new all-time high overnight.
All right. Good look at that for us. Mackenzie, thank you.
So you can see really, really bullish policies coming out of the Trump administration, and it's obviously going to be really bullish for Pulsechain too. Should we got to mention Richard Hart? Yes, indeed. He hasn't quite made it there to the the title for that, the news titles. But this is our forecast at the moment for the bull market cycles, 820 to 870 days. And we see that we're on the nearing the really the banana part of the bull market is what people call it. And we're first target is this Christmas, December, 9 to 100K. That's kind of where we are at the moment. And we made a big move forward to that. Isn't that great? So we've got another, just to get to 90K, another 17%. To get to that 100K mark, we've got 30.5% to go to get to that 100K. So between 17 and 30% to get to that magical range there, and just for the Christmas rally, which are pretty exciting. Everything is going the right way. And I guess we can think about the US inauguration there in 20th of January. That would be pretty much exciting there. We should be well over 100K Bitcoin by then, especially with these policies and a pro-crypto president, as well as all the rest of the good stuff he's bringing, right? It's safety, security, prosperity for the US and abroad. Ending wars as well, going to be a big, big deal. So that's the 20th. That'll be about here. Yeah, it should be well above 100K by then, and heading towards this 150 to 180K by March next year. So we're really excited about that. That doesn't mean there's not going to be no headwinds, like with the real economy, as I say, lagged impacts on interest rates, or with pullbacks in the stock market potentially. Yeah, heading pretty good for crypto, that 150, 180K, and potentially 240 by the end of 25, let's say, or at least the third quarter for that. So exciting times ahead. All right, so that is our mark there. Let's have a quick look at the Bitcoin returns, how that's tracking at the moment. Let's have a look there. We've got like last month in October, we had 10.76% gain for Bitcoin, following on from September 7.29. At the moment for November, and we're only a third the way through almost. We got 8.73%, which is pretty similar to last year at 8.81% on Bitcoin gain. So things are going pretty well there. We also see that the ETFs, which we didn't have in previous bull markets, going to play a big role. Capital's going to flow real quick with a crypto president, especially if the state itself is accumulating Bitcoin. That could be massive, right? So very excited to see where it heads. Looking at the Bitcoin halving chart, we've been waiting for the banana part. That's this part here. The vertical green lines are the Bitcoin halvings. This is 2016, this is 2020, and this is 2024. And we're waiting. We've sort of had this sort of flattish part or slightly up part of the market. You can see that here. And of course, then after that, we get the big banana part of the bull market, and then a big banana part in 24 as well. So 2020, 24, and obviously back here in 2013. What we're looking forward here is we're just on the doorsteps of this banana run, and it's going to be bigger than ever probably, because we've got the ETFs that are out there. We've got pro-crypto president. We've got probably good economics coming, good freedom, good innovation, everything you could possibly want in a flourishing society. End of wars, we could see all that under Trump administration, and it's game on, right? So we're moving away from ideological madness from the Democrats and progressives and globalists into just common sense, decency, what's made the Western society the greatest society of all time, and as I say, based on Judeo-Christian values, and of course all the ethics that come out of that. And so yeah, exciting times heading for us all. It's so wonderful. We're going to be set free from the bondage that they were going to put on us. That was going to be terrible. All right, so that's Bitcoin halving, and we're on that precipice of the banana part of the bull market. Exciting times. Now, Ethereum at the moment, 2,960, obviously having a good day there on the hour. Look at that hourly there creeping up, pretty nice. So that is looking good. Let's see how we were in the death cross, remember? So let's see how that's looking at the moment with these big green candles. Look at that. That's beautiful, those big green candles. And of course, we are starting to turn up, right? So that yellow line is the 50-day. We want it to cross the blue line, the 200-day moving average, and get into a golden cross, because we had this death cross all the way back here on in August. So underperforming has been Ethereum, especially versus Bitcoin. And here we're waiting for that move higher, looking very good for the old Ethereum. So yeah, we've been talking about, maybe in this bull run, we might get something like maybe 10 up to 25K for Ethereum. That's definitely possible. Now, there are some offsetting factors there, like other EVM chains doing very well. Prodank sharding had an impact, of course, things like that. But when capital does flow, it will flow pretty strong. And we do have the Ethereum ETFs there to channel that, as well as the wealth effect from stock market and crypto and Bitcoin generally. So yeah, bring that on. And of course, we'll see what the monetary policies are for the incoming Trump government as well, especially around the M2 supply. All right, so that's kind of where we are. Ethereum. Let's all look at the meme coins quickly. Let's have a look here. Bam, bam, bam. Now, obviously, we are just below 30 billion for Dogecoin, the Department of Government Efficiency, which Elon Musk will run. Right? We got the up 27.6% for the week, 6% today. Everything else is up pretty strongly for the week. Pepe up 22%. Number 4 there. Bonk up 14%. We got Nero up 51% for the week, flat today. What else is looking pretty good? Goat is up 36%, down 9% today. Let's see here. Pepcoin up 83% for the week, 48% today. 589 million there. Let's have a look at some of these others. We got our dog, is the one we're backing for the win on Bitcoin. Dog on runes on Bitcoin. Still waiting to get those tier 1 exchanges, although Leonidas, who runs that project, is still in good negotiations with tier 1s. Once they do get those, talking about the Krakens and the Binances and that sort of thing of the world, then this could really take off. It is particularly doing pretty well, but the entry level still remains a good entry level for people to get in there under 4/10 of a penny, sitting at $388 million at the moment. So still a lot of upside there for that. But like I say, negotiations with tier 1 still ongoing, but hopefully they'll get there. Remember, it's on the Runes protocol. We already see the older version, the BRC20s, that some projects actually migrating from BRC20s to Runes, just because it's got better features, and this is what it is. All right, so but you do need those tier 1s. You need the big liquidity pools, right? That's what they're after. The DEXs are doing well, but they're still relatively small. Magic Eden, Unisat, and things like that. Those are they're doing well. They're growing, but you can't. The scale of the centralized exchanges is still dwarfs them, right? So talking 100x more liquidity, stuff like that. Buyers access, particularly useful for these type of projects, these tokens. That's going to lead us in the Pulsechain. What else we got? Any other comments about that? We got Tintop says PDI to $1 and Bitcoin to 1 million. Yeah. Well, we did see Rack and Michelle come back, and he was talking about he was involved with PDI. So there are some of the big VCs definitely into that. Hex down under, morning suit man, much on for the weekend, sir. Just really relaxing, enjoying the sun. We had a lot of sun. We've only just got it the last week, so we're kind of enjoying that after the long winter. So yeah, and we had August, September, October very wet, and now we've got sun the last like 5-6 days. It's been a real nice treat, and it's still very sunny this weekend. So enjoying that. Just getting out and about and doing a few things. Let's have a look at the big shout out to obviously to Sandy Beach. Had a big surgery I think yesterday, so our prayers and her quick recovery are definitely there for her, and hopefully a peacefulness during this process. So we really look forward to Sandy being having a good operation and healing and back up again. So big shout out to Sandy, one of our moderators, but pretty much a very popular community member, and so we really do look forward to Sandy getting back up as well. Okay, let's get into Pulsechain, day 546. We got Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0522, just down 0.75%. Pulsex at quadruple 0298, down 1.6%. Now, these prices on Pulsechain, very friendly right now, very friendly to get into. Let me just be fair. These are great prices. So if you think like you missed something, Pulsechain's still offering a really good entry. So like Dog was on Runes, offering here. Incentive token $2.09, down 3.4%. The ratio at 40,000 Pulse per one incentive. Yeah, that's ticking away. I think we've got about 47 million in supply. Yeah, just below 47 million incentives in supply. What else? We've got Hex at the moment, 1.5 cents, holding up pretty strong. This Hex is looking good. And of course, it had a good, strong consolidation period for the next move up, right? 2-3 cents, and then maybe 5 to 7 cents after that. Down 2.7% today. EHEX at 2200 the penny. Combined price EXPX 1.73 cents. Really nice. So still pretty good range to pick up Hex if you want a nice little bag for the bull market. Once we get into the banana part of this market, once ETH recovers past 3,700, the Magic Carper ride really can kick in. And of course, if we've got the insurance policy now potentially coming with the Trump administration and getting rid of Gary Gensler and changing the whole regime for crypto, and a good chance of dropping cases. And we've seen this with the Justice Department versus Trump. So we could easily see that with the SEC with their lawfare approach being removed. So that's the insurance policy. And obviously, we're going to hear from the judge probably within 30 to 90 days following the 31st of October court case in New York, which looked very strongly in favor of Richard Hart and his dream team of lawyers. Because I think the SEC put up a really weak case, and they didn't look that confident in the court either. And of course, quite a few legal points just seem to be getting smashed in that court. So, and the judge was asking some good questions and posing some good challenges to them. Didn't let them just roll over, so to speak. All right, so that's kind of cool at the moment. Let's quickly get into the gas prices. Have a look at that. 148,000 beats, so super cheap. 0.3 of a penny for a Pulsechain swap at the moment. 3,000 times cheaper than Ethereum at 8 Gwei on Ethereum. So still looking really good in terms of DeFi chain for Pulsechain. We got 48,679 validators at the moment, so that's looking really good. Earning about 10% yield based on those numbers down there. The bridge, of course, is back up 111.9 million. We're stuck down at like 106, 108 million. We're now back up close to 112 million. Obviously, Ethereum and Bitcoin playing a big role there at the moment, and EHEX there just is pretty stable. Looks like the DAI is just up slightly in the amount of DAI that's there. But like I say, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're playing a big role, lifting us up there. So we look forward to that number to grow big time as we move forward. Let's jump over to, what day was that actually? That was day 546. Let's get into some of the other stuff happening here. We're going to have a look at the stable coins. We've got the spec stables at the moment. PDAI at the moment is at 4,300 penny. That's still looking okay, but down 4% today. Our big sunny meal, our Sun mini meal, is at $1.22, so that's tapered off a bit. Still hasn't got to $1.60 yet, which is its target price, right? That's what the price of a Sun mini meal. Now, you can only get these in Europe. Apparently, they're revolutionary for nutrition and weight loss. Apparently, they're pretty much a magic sort of thing. I don't know, but that's what they say, and they've been priced pretty well there. What else we got going? Let's go to influencer coins. Looks like Axis Alive is up 5% at $24,200, so that's still moving along there. And we've got Randy Lassie's Nope token at 1/10 of a penny. That is up 1% at the moment. So those are kind of the numbers there. Don't know if we've got anything particularly happening with derivatives. Maxi is up 5% on the Hex Maxi, 1.8 cents. So that's the 15.2-year big whale. It's going to be out there with the Hex Gold whale at some stage. Overall, on Pulsechain, 15.5 million, 305,000 transactions. And let's see, we got the Free Palestine one that's definitely been freed by the IDF. So that's there. And we got the Hex of 5555 up 40%. Hog is out here. That's 1 month old. It's about 28% today. Mega Milk is 5 months old. That's up 16% as well. I'm actually not too familiar with some of these meme coin ones. Mod coin up an 8% there, and time dividend. So we do have one utility in there. We've got time dividend. That is up there, and that's been doing pretty good stuff, hasn't it? Up 7.6%. So big shout out to KG there. Hexfire as well is up. One of the influencers is up 6% there, and obviously Axis Alive, we talked about that, up 5%. So those kind of our gainers today that are over 5% on Pulsechain. 15.5 million volume. That's okay for the week, but really want to get 25 million or more. Can't have that every day, I guess, at the moment. But 15.5, we'll take that for what it's worth. All right, so we're going to get back into talk about TitanX now, because obviously most of the video titles actually got TitanX projects. So we should probably get to that. Let's get into it. We got X28 and the likes. So we're going to talk about all those. Let's have a look at some of the charts here and see where we're going. So yeah, we got X28 and Vyper launch. So we had 2 launches of X28. Now I have had that on my chart. If you guys remember, the X28 launched on the 8th, and that turned out to be 100% correct. So there we go, another tick for victory there. And Vyper launched as well, as launched overnight as well after X28. So really cool. Now X28, if you're not familiar, is omni-chain. So it's going to take TitanX ecosystem to multiple chains. It's basically going to take over one chain after another. But all the high volume chains, right? You're going to get mostly the high volume chains because that's what you need to make value, right? You need high volume going through. So pretty exciting. Tintop says time pumping due to protocol upgrades. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, isn't it, Tintop? I did cover them the other day, I think, Tintop. That's why I didn't really mention them too much now. But what else? We got X28. Is that on my list? I'm sure I had it is here. Let's go straight to it. But anyway, the only ones doing well at the moment in the green on 24 hours is Vyper. That just launched 522%. We've got Hyper up 13% and Lotus up 9%. Those are the three green on the last 24 hours. Now we do have better recovery on the 6 hourly. So we do have, some of the popular ones like Volt, Element 280 up 11%. So we do have some of those, or RRX up 24% as well. On the hourly there, we do have Baby DragonX up 9%. Obviously that just had scales launch 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Yeah, a couple of days on the 5th, wasn't it? Maybe 4 days ago then. And we've got some of the main coins there doing not too bad. So we're getting a bit of recovery in the TokenX ecosystem, but overall, the system is down. And someone made a comment about that in the beginning. Let's go back, find that one, because that was pretty funny. Have I still got there? Actually, I don't see it, actually. Where's it gone? No, it's disappeared. I don't know where that comment went to. But yeah, we obviously got a bit of profit taking going, a bit of rejigging. At the moment, people chasing Ethereum is funny enough as well. So they'll go out into Ethereum and try to ride that up and then come back in the system as well. Probably what they're kind of do there with TokenX ecosystem built on top of Ethereum. So that's kind of the play there at the moment. Worst performer, Blaze down 26%, 24 hours. Best performer at the moment, Vyper, of course, just launched 522% at the moment. So let's quickly look at TokenX Hub just to get a bit of overview there as well. Looks like we got $243 million market cap at the moment for TokenX, just under 12 million in volume. We've got 18,780 users for TokenX at the moment, up 1/3%. So it's still tracking, growing pretty nicely. So yep, we got almost heading towards 100 trillion. TokenX has been burned. How about that? 99.15. So it's not too bad. And let's jump down to some of these latest ones. So you can sort of see them on TokenX Hub here, X28. We had Scale launch before that, and Vyper as well. So those are the ones in play. Now we've still got tons of projects coming up. Look at this: USDX, NFT, Titan Guardians, Felix, Matrix, X Wars, Warp, Wheel, Phoenix, Bull, Xaria, Gold, Turbo Mystery, NFT, Alphax, Awesome V, Draco, GoatX, Ascendant, and a Flare, and there's many more to come on here. I think some of these will get rejigged in terms of the order that they get launched, particularly the Stevie D projects. But Stevie D has announced even more projects coming, given X28 and Shogun coming up as well. So we've got a couple of new projects. Apex is coming. That's going to coming to, I think, Shogun, and Kaizen is coming to X28. So one of the first omni-chain projects on other chains. So that's going to be pretty fun. Also, we're going to have, in terms of Vault, we're going to have Turbo and Bull launching this month. And so that's exciting. And also, Helios is going to have a new project called Nova coming. So that is pretty exciting too. And we're going to have Gold launch also, says DVD. So there's some of the projects. We've got lots more projects coming. You can see Gold on the list here. But man, this thing is going to be pretty epic as we move through to hyperdeflation for TokenX. Now, let's quickly have a look at the two launches. We're going to have a look at X28, which launched first. Let's go have a look at that website. Now, I really love this website, X28. Remember, this is omni-chain. This is different from all the other projects that we've got on the list. Now, this is taking TokenX itself. So TokenX is the medium of exchange. It is at the top here. It's taking this one and making it omni-chain. So it's a one-to-one. You put TokenX in, you're going to X28 out. Essentially, they're the same thing if you think about it, but it's going to go multi-chain. How many chains is it going to? Well, it's going to all these chains. Ethereum, obviously, a base chain, Arbitrum, Optimism, BNB, Polygon, Matic, Blast, and Avalanche. So most of the big volume chains. So if you were to go to Deck Screener and you looked up all the chains down here by volume and popularity, you'd see that they're all there, right? Ethereum, BSC, Base, Arbitrum, Polygon, Optimism, Avalanche, and of course, what's the other one? There's one down here, Blast chain. So you can see they are all there, a lot of the top chains. So that's the logic there. And we're seeing teams come in behind, so they're going to be building on those as well. It's going to take TokenX off Ethereum, pretty much replacing it on other chains if you think about it. Also, there's going to be a buy and burn operating within the X28 too, right? So if we look at that, it's going to be pretty awesome. Actually, go to buy and burn. You're going to have a buy and burn balance. So we've got TokenX in there at the moment, 341 billion TokenX, $300,000. Remember, it's only just launched earlier today. And so this TokenX is used to buy X28 via TokenX X28 Uniswap V3 pool and burn it. So it's going to be burning X28 that way. Pretty cool. And it looks like it's got $700 of burn at the moment every 15 minutes. So that is the play on that one. Now people are going to be able to transform. It's got transform here, so we're not mining. Get X28 by transforming your TitanX into X28. So it's very important. We've got different terminology going on here because it's doing something different. You create X28 with liquid TitanX. The X28 is instantly available in your wallet to use after on-chain transactions confirmed. So it's pretty cool. So transform, you put your TitanX in, and then you're going to get a 1-to-1 there for the X28. It's got slightly down on the yield in terms of the ROI, but other than that, it's a 1-to-1. What else we got here? Summary estimated ROI. So 280 million here for TitanX. Going to get 280 million X28. Remember, there's a buy and burn for both of those, so that's kind of cool. What else are we going to say? Stats. So look at the overall stats here. At the moment, we've got 457 million X28. And of course, the BOX28 protocols is already at 201 million in these protocols. So I'm not actually sure what those are actually at the moment. But if you know in the chat, let us know. Buy and burn is at 3.1 billion X28 at the moment. So, and you can all see that in the chart here. Pretty exciting. All right, let me have a look here. We've got BOT protocols, 201. I'm not sure if that's LP or what that is, but that is ticking away. Let's have a look at the docs quickly. X28 is only a one-page a white paper, so it's pretty easy to follow, I guess. And we've got 50% of the TitanX used to create X28 gets burned forever. So as soon as you put TitanX into it, 50% is going to be burned, right? And then 50% TitanX is used to create X28 gets used to buy and burn X28, so it makes X28 deflationary. So that's kind of cool. They put some obviously in the LP pool, so it's cool. That is where it's at the moment. That is the paper. I think that's pretty much it. So not too bad. Now we'll be going EVM chain and non-EVM chain. So really, this is a takeover of other chains. It's going to be fun to see this grow as well. And it should attract more developers on other chains too. So that's something else that would be looked to be, I guess, cultivated is developers on other chains, let alone the current TitanX developers that are out there at the moment. So yeah, pretty cool. We're talking about the Dude. We're talking about Stevie D. Talking about the Blaze guys. People like that. Eric out there and stuff like that. So kind of cool. That is that. I think that's all we're going to say about that one. Yeah. So let's have a quick look at the price on X28. Bam. Now it should be pretty similar to TitanX, right? So here we are at the moment. We've got the price at 6 zeros, 8,793. We've got a market liquidity of 222,000. There are one pool, I think. We've got $678,000 market cap at the moment. So it's kind of cool. You can see that the ratio to TitanX is 0.9956. So it should stay pretty similar with arbitraging. So let's see how that goes. Give that a bit of a like button there. And that's ticking away there. Let's have a quick look at the holders at the moment of this breakdown on X28. We've got 254 holders. They're currently 771 billion holding this at the moment. So they were they transferred their TitanX value into X28 there, with 50% member of the TitanX getting burned. So pretty bullish for TitanX there. That is the play. Now let's have a quick look at the inflation at the moment on TitanX to see where we're starting in terms of the total liquid amount. Let's go to the stats here. 49. So we've had a lot of staking coming out, right? After the big 369 payout, we had a lot of staking for 28 days and people that are targeted the 369 payout. And so we've had this month of November is going to be particularly have a lot of TitanX come out. So therefore we're not as low on the liquid amount. So we are headed back towards 50 trillion. We got pretty close down to 40. We're at 49,877 at the moment. That's kind of where we are. Let's see if we got any here. So X28, taking up 746 billion so far. That's how much this seems to have gone into TitanX. It's 750 billion. That's a good result, given the fact it's only just launched. So we're looking forward to see how that plays out over the time. And watch that liquid amount there. Now, in terms of the remaining liquidity, we know that on the 8th, when X28 launched, that we had that last 400 billion candle coming out. So we've virtually got no more TitanX coming out now. Really, it's pretty pathetic what's coming out. So there we go. I like using words like that. So there we go. That is our last green candle coming out there. And we're pretty much, going through that now. So we're pretty much, 20 minutes away from that. And then basically we drop down to pretty low amounts after that. So very, very small amounts of green. And you can see all that other stuff came out. We're pretty much into virtually no inflation. I mean, there's a little bit, but virtually none left. All right, so kind of cool there. So X28 going to play a key role in that. Let's go over to the other project that launched, of course, which was Vyper on Lotus. And of course, we're very bullish about that. Bullish about Lotus, bullish about Vyper. So we'll look at the site there. Now, I did want to say just last thing about that X28, that I love the electric blue. Electric blue is very, very cool on that site. So big shout out to Jake Sharp for them. Yeah, auction here. So we got at the moment we've got a bit of difference. So this is going to be pretty interesting. This is going to feed Vault, right? And we've also got the Nexus buy and burn. But we've got 100 million Vyper today. There's 8 days of launching, right? So it's 2 days shorter than Vault was. But there's also another piece of secret sauce in there. We got 84 billion DragonX gone in here so far. So it's a good little start with that. And we're going to be interesting to see how much DragonX comes in here. Will day one be the worst day or the best day to get in? Sometimes people wait for day 2, day 3 to get in, but maybe day 1 might be the best day, and maybe day 2 people will go FOMO. They go even more FOMO. We shall see by the end of day 1, right? So we're ticking away for that. How many hours we got going? We got 14 hours and 18 minutes to go so far. So yeah, let's see how far. Remember, there's only about 5.2 trillion DragonX. So at the moment we've got 85 billion in there so far. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. 85 also divided by 5,200. Yeah, so we got what? So about 1.6% or something. And so yeah, let's see where this heads up towards the end of the day. Let's see if we can get 200 billion DragonX in there. That'd be cool. Out of 5.2 trillion, that'd be neat. That'd be really, really good. We should see maybe a quarter of a trillion we'll get in there. Let's see what day 1 goes. But that's where we are. And of course, the buy and burn, everyone's excited about this. It's going to have the normal buy and burn, right, for Vyper. But it's also going to using DragonX. It's going to have DragonX Vyper here. But it's also going to have the Nexus operating, which takes 4 days to ramp up. This is a new buy and burn technology from Stevie D. That's going to add added pressure to the underlying Vault's buy and burn. And we're going to see it spin around. So it's going to go around like a wheel, as Steve would say. And it's going to go. That's what it's going to do. And yeah, we're going to have the Vault first and the Vyper and the DragonX. And every time it goes around, it siphons out a little bit to each of those. So yeah, excited about that. I think it's going to be fun for DragonX. 5% is it buy and burn. And in Vault, it's going to be bullish for the perpetual auctions, filling those up again, which makes it really interesting because this is going to be feeding the Vaults differently, right? So one of the differences from Vault with Vyper, let's see what this comes back. Oh, it's not coming back now. One of the differences is that stats page is not showing up. I'm not sure if there's a re-rate on here. But one of the differences with Vyper is that the 100 million tokens, sorry, is going into the perpetual auction balance, right? Yeah, it's not coming up. For some reason, it's going blank for me. But there's 100 million going in, so it's going to make it bigger than what Vault had at the beginning. And then, yeah, then it's going to have obviously the 50% and the 20% go into daily auctions. So of the buy and 50% of buy and burn, and 20% of that go into of the balance going into the daily auctions for perpetuals for the Vyper. So it's been fun to see that. Anyway, we've got a 522% gain in the price. And of course, it just launched. And yeah, let's have a look at the price at the moment. We've got Vyper DragonX. Remember, DragonX is the input token. And that is what the chart looks like at the moment on the hourly. So this is the hourly chart. So it's pretty much plateaued here for the time being. 57K liquidity, 10.7 million market cap. There's a ranked at number 11 on the top. So let's have a look on Ethereum. We can see that where's Vault's at number 8. We got Vyper at number 11 there, and number 13. We got Vault at number 16. So still 4 spots in the top 30 on Ethereum. What else is there? That is it. So we've got 4 at the moment in the top 30, with the ecosystem generally down at the moment. What else? We got some other comments here. Diffie says, "How are you feeling on Lotus? I think it can recover sentiment-wise from the bug problem." We shall see what happens. You're talking about with Eden. Yeah, let's see what happens there. We're just going to have to wait and see. I think the market's got to decide that, right? I think it's a reasonable approach that they've taken to recovery. We shall see, though. Yeah. It's just one of those things. Yo, Superman, we've got Utah Crypto in the house. Hey, good to see you, Utah. Hope you're doing well. Brennan says, what sound does the Vault Wheel make? Did I go? I think I said that. One of our charming things from Stevie D's animations. I love it. I love it when he does the sound effects. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, so that is a Vyper at the moment. So that's looking pretty good. So yeah, we're going to see how all that turns out, but looking pretty strong there. And yeah, just one moment. All right, so we're going to end the show there. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll catch you again tomorrow. Take care, everybody, and I will catch you next time. All right, bye for now.